Hi there, this is Mike of Nearly Enough Dice, and this is the Kerbal Space Program, as you can now see. I am going to do a satellite launch with one of my ridiculously overpowered satellite launchers. I think this is the one I use. I'm going to start going through these and oh no, it isn't, no way. A single booster? What is this nonsense? What is this nonsense? What satellite launcher do I normally use? Totally new satellite launcher new. Maybe that's the one. No, I don't think that's it either. Go for the polar orbit one. Not that this is a polar orbit, but there we go. This is the one I remember. I have to go through my load list and sort it out, basically. I wonder if I should put wings on this thing or something. It's probably a bunch of things. I mean, I'm watching some Scott Manley videos. And are you launching or what? There we go. I've been watching some Scott Manley videos and thinking about how I should properly set things up and have slightly more sensible boosters and blah 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 blah. But yeah, there are things I need. One of the main things I need to do is get some cash money. So at the moment, what I want to do as soon as possible is I just suddenly realised something. Don't know which way it wants me to. I'm trying to work out which way it wants me to go. Yeah, this way. That's fine. Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. I want to upgrade. I've been wanting to upgrade my R&D place for quite some time, and I'm not currently able to because it costs so much money. So I need to do some jobs that get me cash. Because I need $500,000 to upgrade. All. There's another clever thing that Scott Manley mentioned, which is to do with your time to apoaps and how that figures into your where you should be pointing your ship. Like you want to keep it to about a minute, but I can't remember which way. I can't remember which way you want to go. Let's go to 80-ish. I can't remember whether you want to. Oh, well, I've made a slight course deviation, not quite 100%. If I set that as my target, I can get an idea of how off the equatorial I'm off. I'm off by a couple of degrees, I reckon. Well, it's maneuver no time anyway. So yeah, I'm slightly about 2 degrees off. Add maneuver. So first off, I want to. Oh, that's a weird orbit. Which is what I'm doing. This one, Sean's Cannery. Yeah, it's Sean's Cannery I'm doing. Whoa! Let's not escape. Let's just get ourselves vaguely out there. What I also want to do on that maneuver node is bring that down. So it's pretty level. There we go. And I should have done it ages ago, so we'll just start the burn. Obviously I've got a second stage, so fuel's hardly. Fuel seems to be hardly moving at all. Nope, okay. Right. Looks like I need a bit more. Wasn't ideal, but my orbital plane seems to be sorted, so we'll kill that node. And set up a maneuvery node here. And circularize. So it looks like I overshot a little, which is unfortunate, but there you go. There we go, that's looking pretty good. Gonna stop that being my target. I couldn't even. Oh, I was wondering why I couldn't see myself. It's because I turned off probes on the visible thing. This red orbit is a very inclined orbit, and I'm like I think I mentioned before. I'm going to need to do a tutorial on that. 34 degrees, according to that. So I'm going to have to do the maths to work out what precise angle I'm actually going to have to leave at in order to do that. If I'd, no, I'm a bit off. I'm probably within the 5%. So, yeah, my orbital plane is still a bit off. If I want to do anything about that, here's the place to do it. But I'm not going to. Just seems not. There we go. So if I'm probably within the 5%. So. Whoops. No, I'm just going to kill that. Yeah. I will just live with it, in fact. That's what I'll do. I'm going to set myself to the maneuver node eventually. What fuel do I have left? Not very much. To be perfectly honest, I should have probably timed my burn such that, because I've got this whacking great big stage that is just going to now drift through space forever on this orbit, very likely, because I doubt I've got the 5 seconds I need to get for when I get there. Although I did a lot more than I thought I was going to do. To be honest. I really a mod I really am thinking of getting is one called Kerbal Alarm Clock, which will do things like slow you out of time warp close to your node, and will let you know about things like upcoming launch windows to faraway planets, such like. There's an engineering one that I also like the idea of. Engineer Redux, which I think is one of the standard ones that people just use all the time, and I should probably just use that, because that gives you all sorts of useful information. Like it'll tell you what your delta V is, and you don't have to calculate anything. You just you get this thing where even though you're at like a huge time warp, right, and your craft is in fact going at ridiculous speeds, it is very easy to think, oh no, I'm not going fast at all, nothing's moving, and then the temptation to go up another time warp. So I've gone up from, I think that from 10 times or to 50 to 100 times. There it goes, 50 to 100 times. That's a big change, in fact. And yeah, you're going very, very fast. But it's just so tempting. It's like, nothing's moving. I want things to move. And then, next thing you know. You notice that I'm not actually quite at the apoapsis. I didn't set it quite right. I can't be bothered moving it now. Something I should have absolutely verified before is that the little dot that tells me which way my orbit is meant to go is in fact going the same way I am. Because that would be embarrassing if I suddenly discovered I'm going exactly the wrong way. Right, we'll stop there, shall we? In fact, I should probably go fair ahead of time on the grounds that I'm almost certainly not going to get the full burn out of it. There we go. So go here. Stage. And then right, okay, so we'll go back here. Can I maneuver? Right, now. It's the equatorial one I'm doing. Okay, so I'm not within a D. Oh no, I'm really not within, am I? It's going to bring the maneuver node that's going to get those closer together. And then so I'm going to have to go all the way around there and then come back and then tons of fuel though. So I'm going 1,000 times. I'm always kind of going, go really fast, go really slow, go really fast, go really slow. Like, stop. I either go like ridiculous speed or nothing. So there's going to take a couple. Yes, it's going to take at least one more. This orbit and then another one. Well, this half orbit and then another one. Good thing I don't need to worry about life support. What with this being an unmanned probe and also Kerbal not caring about life support, even if I had astronauts here. At least the stock Kerbal. There are, as always, mods. Gonna 'Just edge closer and closer and closer. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. So you zoom in and it doesn't feel like you're going all that fast. But you really are. We got 5 for absolutely no good reason. It just seems like a good number. Did that just do pretty much exactly the opposite I wanted? What the hell just happened there? I'm not sure what happened there. Right. Like I was suddenly pointing very much the wrong way. That's looking pretty good. It's not what I wanted to do. That's fine. That's why we can pull it back. I get the feeling that's about as good as I'm going to get. Just slightly off here and there, but let's presume. I think that's going to be within the 5%. Still got a fair amount of fuel. Plain chicken. Yee. Still no estimated burn time. It seems to get confused round about now. Well, that's even better. Okay. I'll just go forward a bit. Well, still 32 minutes out. Space is big, and so when you're zoomed out, all these, you look like you're, so close to your destination, but you just zoom in a bit, and it's like, no, you're actually far away. Like I really shouldn't need to look at anything except the nav ball, and maybe this kind of zoomed out version of my orbit. There we go, within 2 minutes. Staring and watching the thing count down. Oh, for heaven's sake. Right, I've got the orbit. It actually thought, it said I had the orbit when I was actually, I think, quite a lot out. If I don't touch anything, play! There we go. So we now have that orbit. It's completely useless satellite that does nothing. But I've got the cash. That gives me 97 cash, 97k. Minus about 10k that I've spent on this that I'm not getting back because I really haven't sorted anything. I want to go here, then go Space Center, and then I'm just going to destroy it. It's a bit of a waste. But I have no. The other option is to fly it back and basically smash it into the ground. Because there is no, I mean, I'm not recovering it. I'm not recovering all, there's various bits I'm not recovering. Yeah, I'm just going to start destroying bits of. Might destroy all the debris actually. I mean, theoretically, you can kind of, pick these things up, but really, I'm not going to. None of these have a use. You can make useful things. Out in space. But I'm not. I haven't yet. Polar orbit with science. Debris. Kerbin Space Center. That's not kill that. That's a flag, actually. Polar orbit debris. I'm zooming to a flag because I double-clicked it because I thought that was a clever thing to do, and it wasn't. So I made a flag purely so I can mark the Space Center. So there you go. Let's go back to the Space Center. Tracking station. But anyway, that was a successful launch. Hurrah. Let's get rid of all the debris. Getting rid of. I'm just going. I mean, it is not doing anything. So it really is just taking up space in my brain. So we now have a nice clean thing. Conveniently, all Kerbal things. I mean, why would you even do that? Why would you fit Kerbal things with a method of exploding them? Given that, quite frankly, they'll explode on their own. Oh, this is the one I can do. Oh, I could have done that. I could have done this one for that last one. We want you to test the the radial liquid engine in orbit, and I was in orbit. I was going to be in orbit, and we've got a chunk of money and some science. Never mind. Explore the moon. To be perfectly honest, I can almost certainly do this right now. I could probably make, with all the bits and pieces. Oh, I know why I'm not doing it. The reason I'm not doing it is I want to get the ability to do soil samples so I can get lots of science. Unmanned progress power and antenna, reach data over on the moon. Materials bound on the satellite, maintain stability. Ton of money, quite a lot of science. 10 years duration, but it expires in 5 days, so I'll grab it now. Science data from space around Kerbin. 30k, right. Before I do that, I'm going to have a glance here. There's only fuel systems I don't have on this line. General rocketry, landing, space exploration, mobile processing lab. Now that's the thing that I'm thinking about using. So that's, I think, what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that mission, and then I'm going to try and grab it. Because if I can get that big science base thing into orbit, that's going to allow me to constantly regenerate experiments. Mobile processing lab was developed to help increase the amount of science we're able to do in the field. Instead of needing to haul samples all the way back to Kerbin, mobile lab will allow you to process these samples on site. The model is guaranteed to capacity less than previous models. Also, the equipment necessary to clean out and restore functionality to inoperable experiments. So that would allow me crew required 2. I do not currently have the ability to put 2 crew into orbit. I don't think. This may be one of those things that actually I don't know how to do it. Because, well, I suppose actually no, I think I can. Okay. Right, okay. I think this is actually beyond my capability to do. How far away does it tell me? This is the thermometer. Thermometer is definitely not a storeable model with some wire stuff, and I won't guarantee. So the question is, can I put the thermometer into an orbit that will allow me to continue to do science? Hard to tell. So maybe I won't do that. Maybe we'll do something else. Anyway, that was this session. I've put a thing into orbit. I got some money. I want to do another mission soonish. That'll give me a nice chunk of money. In fact, the correct one to do now is that orbiting mission. That won't quite get me enough, I don't think, to kick me over. Yeah, I'm just checking see if any of these would be useful to me. Science data from Special Kerbal. That'll give me some money. Temperature scans of Kerbin. See, the science stage from Kerbin just is useful. I'll take it because that way, anytime I chuck anyone into orbit for any reason, I can do some science data. That's fine. Yeah. Chuck something in orbit, do that test, get some money, get some science, get a few things. Anyway, I've babbled on long enough. That's a launch, done a launch, put some stuff into space, hurrah. And then I blew up everything in space. Absolutely everything. And next time I'm going to do some more missions. Definitely going to do this one. I'm going to see if I can find a nice one. That's a good reason to chuck something into orbit. There is whatever this thing is, so I'm going to chuck that in. I could do a whole bunch. I'm going to do a whole bunch of. Tell you what, I'm just going to build a big rig. I'm going to build a whole bunch of tests. I'm going to chuck that into orbit, and that's what I'm going to do next. So thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you've been enjoying the videos. This is at nearlyenoughdiced.com for exciting role-playing game-themed podcast and blog. And I have been Mike of Nearly Enough Dice, and until next time, reach for the stars.